I love people that ask me questions. Really, the harder the better, because it makes me look right at somebody else and see where we connect and where I can show them who exactly I am and inspire them to do the same.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Lee.
Hello, everyone.
What's up?
Well, we're going to figure that out.
That's
if
right.
anything is at all up, then we're going to discuss it.
Can we discuss the water bottle first?
I know you want to. Yes, show it off.
So here we are. If you're on YouTube, you get to see this amazing water bottle, which means you're really, if you have a business, not anybody unless you have your name on a water bottle, or at least I think so. So I'm excited about my water bottles. These are the
great. Some
small
branded
things in life.
studio water bottles. It is. You got to
It's the
enjoy
little
those
things.
small things.
They really make me happy. The water bottle, and it's Le Bleu. La Bleu.
Oh, a French woman
Bleu.
you are. I love that. Your
Like my
name's on a
rainbow?
building, on a book, on shirts, on...
No, the
Water
water bottle. No,
bottles.
the water bottle.
That's your favorite?
That's the deal. I don't know about it. I don't know why that makes me so happy, but it really does.
You know what? I'm not going to steal your joy.
Yeah, don't. Please.
No way.
You couldn't even if you tried.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not trying. All right. Well, happy day. Spring is springing. You're in a nice bright sweater. I'm
I'm
back
ready.
in bland. And the day is beautiful and the flowers are popping out and it's fun.
You know what?
What?
Hey, it's cold. It's a sunny day. And let's just go with the whole daylight savings time for a minute.
It's saving.
Let's take what?
It's just daylight saving.
Save. Well, what it is stupid. I mean, could we just get a hell yeah or an amen or a please do not change with with our time. Anyway, I think it's the silliest thing we do. You know where it started.
Do tell.
I will. In World War II, for some, they had reasons. God, there's a lot of changes happening in World War II. But anyway, it came along during World War II.
Okay.
They needed extra time to make the parts for the planes or something. I don't know. All I know is we have no need for it now, and people are walking around today sleep deprived. Cars are crashing into each other.
Oh,
people
did you
are
see
getting
a
in
wreck?
fights. No, I didn't see a
You're just making shit up now.
Yeah.
We're not watching the movie
No,
Leave the World Behind.
No, but I bet if you looked at the stats of traffic accidents on the very day that the time change happens, I bet it's higher. I have no data to even.
Yeah,
But
you're
no,
just.
but I won't
Are you a
even-
conspiracy theorist? I don't
No,
think so.
I'm not. I'm just going on the fact that this is really hard on the human body. Our biorhythms are not made for this. So anyway, Arizona seems to get along just fine. They don't have economic downfall. They have never. Oh no, they voted a few years ago to come off daylight savings time. They're like, y'all go ahead and do that. We're not doing it. And I think they don't do it in California now too, right?
I haven't done a study, but I will after this.
I'm just doing the best I can, trying to get through a sleep deprived day.
No, I hear you. I am.
And this is Monday. as
Poorly
you know.
slept.
You'll hear this on Thursday, but yeah.
Well, it's also the day we depart from one another, Sunday, and I can't ever sleep without you.
Yeah,
So,
it's bad. It's bad.
wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. But let's talk about it. The on and off, on again. We're not going to be able to talk today because we're so sleep deprived. But the
What are you trying to say?
on again, off again living situation, it's really interesting. And this is the Monday after the Sunday that you went away to your trap house. And now you're back for the podcast. And these are, if you look back at the podcast where we've kind of lost our shit a few times, or wait, not really we, but kind of you, it's been on those days. Sort of like the same date I have on daylight savings.
First of all, I'm going to correct you one more time. It's not daylight savings.
Daylight saving.
Let's just how you say it.
saving. It's
Yeah,
saving.
it's saving daylight. Anywho, now we're
We're
not
off to a
able
good
to
start.
talk.
Hell yeah, we are off.
But it's kind of
to a
like
good
Belk and
start.
Belks. I don't really care.
I love Belk. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You're correct. Anyway, so when I get in office, one of the first things I'm going to change is going to be
Daylight
daylight
saving
saving.
time.
And I'm sure that I can just do that unilaterally.
Yeah, that seems easy enough. I think of all the things we are concerned about,
We're going to just get
This
that done.
is
Right.
number one.
Yeah, so I hope all you people that enjoy this are enjoying that extra day of that extra hour, which we don't need of daylight because it's going to be longer days any moment now.
Did you get that off your chest?
Yeah, thanks.
What else is on your chest? What else do you want
Rainbows,
to
baby,
share?
rainbows. I was going to bring our rainbow flag
not
down.
Really rainbowy. I mean,
It's just, I ran out of options.
beautiful.
I ran out of options. Yeah. So, but look, I got my rainbow bracelet on.
Yes.
My choice bracelet.
Yep. If you haven't listened to some serious podcasts lately, listen to the past 2 of ours, and we'll get you
They
going.
were serious. Now, on the fun, serious part, we're thinking about at Hilliard Studio Method, this place that has water bottles, this place. We're thinking about getting really involved in the LGBTQ plus month here in Charlotte in August, aren't we?
Yes.
And you're going, wow, we haven't talked about this.
You're just dropping bombs. You've done a lot of that lately. I just want to
We are.
say that you've walked into a couple experiences where you and I think we're a team or a partnership or, things I should know about. And you just start telling people stuff. And I'm like, huh.
Well, but it always,
Okay.
Most of the stuff, I just haven't had time. I feel like our brains are sort of connected. No, I feel like you understand everything I'm saying. And you're with me every minute of the day. And we generally don't even have to speak. We can just look at each other and sort of teleport.
Teleport.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell us about what we're doing in August for LGBTQ month.
I thought Sarah had a great idea. She said, let's get a little float or something. Let's roll boutonnies. Let's be in the parade. Let's do something. Right. So I think,
Happy to participate.
yeah, it's going to be in August. But yeah, like the month of it is the national month is in June. Right. So, but in Charlotte, for some reason, they wait till it's the hottest month of the year.
Less clothes, more fun.
And I want to know why they do that. So
We're going to investigate.
we're going to find that out, because when you think about the LGBTQ plus community, what else do you think about?
You.
Drag. Sorry, you got a lot
Therefore,
of makeup
you.
out there in an August heat. It is a lot. It's hot, and you've got people dressed up in all kinds of outfits and stuff.
Right.
And that's hot. I can't imagine. I'm not going to be doing that, but somebody is. It's going to be hot.
Well, if you're going to be on a float and such, you're going to have to get dressed up and get excited.
There's dancing. There's all kinds of things. But I think we should definitely do it.
I agree.
Okay. So there. See, I knew we would agree on that.
What else are we doing? 1, I've gotten something off your chest. 2, I've learned something I didn't know about that we're doing. 3, hit me with it.
I got no 3.
I bet you'll come up with one by the end of this podcast.
My other train of thought.
I knew it was coming. I'm just going to let you talk.
No, I
Go
don't
ahead.
want to. I don't want to.
Well, no, you
Tell me
had
about you. Tell me what you're doing.
You had a train of thought. Go. The
No.
wheels are turning. If one of us has wheels going, we have to capitalize.
Yeah, but this is about me and my, multifaceted things I'm thinking about right
I like
now.
that.
Yeah, but it's not of interest to our
Let me
people.
be the judge.
Well, I'm thinking about what I would need to write and stuff, and I don't really want to talk about that right now.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking about. But I'm like, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah, blogging and podcasts, they're separate but the same.
Or writing, just writing.
Writing in general.
Right.
Okay, we're going to keep you writing. That's good. You can write about anything you want, which is the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Have you gotten yourself into a little writing pattern yet? So would you ever write something fiction? Because you do a lot of...
It feels like my life is a piece of fiction.
No,
sometimes.
it's not. Not anymore.
No,
I think it felt like it
don't.
used to be.
The weird thing about me, I don't know, I really admire fiction writers because that's my preferable reading material. Is
Right,
fiction,
your genre of
right?
choice.
That is, I do not read many documentary kind of things, like, true
Autobiographies.
autobiographies. I do like good autobiographies, but the reason I choose to write nonfiction is because it's what I know. Mm-hmm. And I do have a really massive, I think I have a pretty good imagination, but I feel like I don't want to lie. I want to be.
It's not a lie.
I know, but I like being. I like telling the truth about things.
About your life. You're into
and things. Yeah.
Your life experience and using that.
Yes.
To share. I think I wonder too, having never written fiction before, like at this point, I feel like that would be hard nothing would actually be fiction. Like you could change names and places, but I just feel like
that's why I said my life feels like that.
Yeah.
I could change the names and places because nobody would believe it's true. Right.
But everybody knows your story now. So if you
No,
stuck
not
it
the whole
just to the story,
And not the whole story.
well, you're saying it like I don't even know, which might be truthful at this point. We're going to have to have a meeting after this podcast. What do I really know about you? Okay, so you want to write your memoir, basically. Would it be in the self-help or just more of a story genre?
Probably be more like science fiction. I don't know.
Be real.
Yeah, probably more. I don't know. You see, I'm really, I back up. I start backing up. I'm just sort of backing up going, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I'm uncomfortable talking about it, aren't I?
Well, that's good. We like to work through. We like to work through the discomfort.
It's important, right?
I know.
Yeah, the comfort zone is for schmucks, right?
Well,
the discomfort zone is where you make it happen, girls and boys. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking about it, on a high level. It's nice to aim high and see where you go and then pull back. Like, with all the awards
just
season
so massive.
Just finishing, it's kind of like, oh, could you be an EGOT?
Yeah. Yeah. No. What's an EGOT?
You've won an Emmy, so television. You've won a Grammy, so music.
Right.
You've won an Oscar, so acting, and you've won a Tony, musical. And there's
should I let that be my goal?
Well, yeah. I think you should aim that high. I think you should get into it.
I just want to know Ryan Gosling. I just want to be in his circle of friends.
You do? Just okay.
My favorite thing I might have seen on TV in the last, I don't know how long, at least on stage dancing, was him doing Ken last night.
That was good.
It was the best.
It was epic.
It was sort of a play on Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Well, which actually Madonna brought forward in the 80s. A girl, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, where she's all in pink. Because Madonna is what everybody's going to relate to. I'm so old, I get to relate to Marilyn Monroe. That's so cool. But there he was in all of his pink and his guys and their tuxes. And I heard on NPR on the way to here to do the podcast that they literally had like a conference call, all the Kens that were in the movie.
Yeah.
And like they had no real time to get this together until the end of February. They really weren't sure this was really going to happen. And I don't know the details. I wish I did. I wish I knew all the details. But I just know that they all had so much fun. And when they came off of stage, they went out in the outside auditorium and just started whooping it up. And the whole crowd just was coming out there going, y'all are amazing.
That's so fun.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
That's so fun. Okay, so if you... Maybe we potentially, there's time left, but I'm not sure you or I are going to ever get an EGOT. But let's break it down. If you had to
Especially
win,
since I just learned what that was, but still, okay.
If you had to win one, which one would you want to win?
Oh, the Academy Award.
Yeah, the Oscar.
For sure.
Well,
Yeah.
if you were Beyonce, you'd be a Grammy.
Yeah. That was what was so cool.
So you're more of an actress, see? You just
I am
that.
definitely more of an
Makes
actress.
sense.
Yeah. That was cool. What's her name? Give me the girl's name that did.
But more. You're going to need more.
Okay, she won the Academy Award for her song last night. I'm having a blank because I have sleep
Billie
deprivation.
Eilish.
Thank you, Billie Eilish. She won a Grammy and the Academy in the same year. The last time that was done was Celine Dion when she did the Titanic, and she did it for the movie and for the Grammys.
Nice.
I'm just full of information today.
We're going to pull it out of each other.
My brain fog.
In this brain fog.
Yeah.
Do you know how old Billie Eilish is?
22.
Right?
Yeah, she's really phenomenal. She's
What?
She's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I just love the relationship with she and her brother. And that I loved the performance last night. It was moving to her. Did you see it? It was very
100%.
moving to her.
And I'm glad,
yeah,
because I would figure that after a while, you can disconnect if you just churn out the same thing over and over
She's
again.
no churner. She is a true artist and feels every bit of it. And I think she made the statement.
It's so, award worthy. It is just truly authentic. Go back, excuse me.
Well, I just think she made the statement last night that it really, I think it was last night, but I've heard her recently say that nothing has really changed for her to have been this, successful at this young age. They're just in, as she put it, but we're in fancier places singing now. I love that about her.
That's so
I love that
wonderful.
about her. She's just real
Humble.
and cool. And yeah, 22, whew, that's pretty impressive.
Where do you go from here? She might get 75 EGOTs.
She'll be amazing. She is amazing. So she's good.
She's
good.
Jury's not out.
Yeah.
She's good.
She's good. So if this is it, you did it. You won.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So Oppenheimer had a big night. Everybody looked really pretty. It was fun. Oscars, awards, yay.
I loved it. And even though I know a lot of people though, that was a 3 something. Every movie was like days long this year. But this movie was really good and it deserved it, even though I think Barbie should have won all of it. But I saw Oppenheimer. It's so good. It's so good. And all the people in it deserved it, especially the guy that won the award. That was his first award ever. You know, the guy that won the award.
There's a lot of guys who won awards.
Okay.
Oppenheimer, actor, director.
Not the best director, but the supporting actor.
Robert Downey Jr.
Thank you.
There we go.
And he got up and he said, I'd like to thank in this order my messed up childhood and the Academy.
My troubled childhood.
So
That's good.
If you're having a hard time right now,
Look where you can go.
Look where you can go. You can play. You can play off your misery and make yourself into a star. You know.
It is.
And that's what we're going to do with my book.
I didn't know we were going full circle, and now I get it. It makes sense. Yes.
Yeah.
If you have a troubled childhood, you can write a book or win an Oscar.
Or just write a book.
Yeah. I don't want to win. I don't know. I think I would want to win an Oscar. I mean, that speech is what more people see. Do you think you would be able... Which way would your speech go?
First of all, if you said, "Hi, I'm Lee Cannelli. I won the Oscar," I'd go, "Hi, I'm Lee Cannelli. I won the Emmy." I'd go, "Oh, is that the one about the music or the theater?" But if you went, "Hi, I'm Lee Cannelli. I won the Oscar," I'd go, "You did what?"
Right, I see.
I mean, the Oscar is like the pinnacle. Yeah, because I'm always like, "Are the Grammys on?" "Oh yeah, the music one. Yeah, good. Well, let's watch it."
Yeah. Okay, so we want to win Oscars. We want to give a speech that we've thought about since childhood of who you would thank. And I always, because I'm going to, have the opportunity to be in this space of potentially winning as a nominee, think, how can you be surprised and not prepared for your speech?
Oh, I know why.
You know?
Have you ever been on a stage with, 300 of the greatest actors in the
all
world
time.
staring at you, including all the producers and and they're all staring at you going, what are they going to say? How impressive is this speech going to be? Because it's going to follow you the rest of your life.
I know.
You know it. I thought that was so funny about Emma Stone walking up there and she said, "I'm pretty sure my dress ripped during the Ken performance." and she had 5 women behind her, great actresses, which she must have been hugely amazed to see. And they're all kind of scurrying around, seeing if they can help her fix her dress. I love that part, actually. I love that moment of the thing where she really was moved. Well, they all were moved.
Exactly. I mean, that is, to your point, I would think for them, they act like it's the penultimate award. I'm just asking you, would you have it pinned and prepared, or would you think you can
I'd wing it.
You'd wing it. Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, let's get off of them, because I think we all need to be prepared
for our greatest speech.
For our greatest moment in the spotlight.
Okay.
Be prepared. Because when at the end of some kind of thing, you get the award for being the greatest of that thing you are.
You just said you'd wing it and be prepared.
Okay, I can defend that statement.
I want you to.
I can defend that statement. I can do 2 things at once.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Barbie. Remember that statement in Barbie? I can do 2 things at once. I can wing it and I can be prepared. And why am I prepared? Because I have worked all of my life to accomplish this one thing. And it's not something I'm going to write down and remember to say and say and say with rote memory. It's going to be coming from my heart, and it could explode into all kinds of things that I meant not to say, but the gist of it would be there. And I think that's what you heard last night. So I say that we all need our own award. First of all, just like the girl that won Best Supporting Actress in The Holdovers.
Divine Joy Randolph,
Thank you very much. You're so good with names. She spoke so from her heart, and she said, "I tried always to be someone else. And finally, I just decided to be myself. And she won the award. And she was darn good. We saw that movie. That was a really good movie.
Holdovers. That's why I do want there to be a degree of preparation. Because if you, for this long, have been prepared to possibly win an award, you've got to have some sense to say something. You know, to have something succinct so that you're not just, I wouldn't want to personally go up there and be just shocked beyond imagination that I couldn't even get my thank yous to the most important people out. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Then that's where you get your piece of paper out. But the rest of the stuff.
Well, not necessarily a piece of paper, but I do think you're one of 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like, be a little prepared.
Oh, I'd be prepared. I think we got to get off the Oscars because I want to get back on the people that are, teaching schools and nurses and doctors. They got to be prepared to get up for their award speech and say why they're incredible and have done these things. I mean, I think we all love to watch the Oscars, besides the fact that we love the glamour and the beauty of the night. But we love to see who these human beings are that take us through these emotional stories and these people that win these awards deserve it.
That's why I'm saying I put a lot of pressure on them. So yes, I totally want to parallel and correlate it to not people who are famous. However, because they are so famous for speaking and portraying and bringing out emotion through the story they tell, I want them to knock it out of the park because I feel like it's another way we as humans get inspired and go, oh my gosh, an example of the greatest of all time.
Right.
And I think I know what you're saying is that we all are. And at the end of the day,
be prepared.
Be prepared.
Be ready.
Be prepared to win.
Be ready.
I want to hear you do your speech.
My speech for what?
Your
Which
acceptance, being you.
Well, I mean, I'm not ready for, I haven't quite finished that yet.
Okay.
That one might have to come, once I'm finished,
How are you going to give it?
It's going to be amazing. You just wait on that one. Oh my God. No, I mean, it's just, I can relate it to like when you're on your feet, like when I'm speaking or something. Well, I remember I was on stage like last year and I had the flu and I had so many diseases going on at one time. I just had a bad flu and I didn't know it until I kind of got off stage and almost passed out. But I remember being so high on adrenaline and people just ask you questions and I would come out with answers that I didn't prepare. This was not in my speech. Like my preparation was me. What I was speaking about was a thing. But what my preparation was relating if I'm going to be that actress, relating to the audience why I loved that role. If it was me on a stage talking about me, then if somebody asks me a question, which I love that. I love people that ask me questions. Really, the harder the better, because it makes me look right at somebody else and see where we connect and where I can show them who exactly I am and inspire them to do the same. So that would be in my speech.
Right.
Something like that. Right?
Well, you've always said to meet people where they are.
Right.
So when you do get a question, what you're hearing is somebody being vulnerable and trying to relate to you and or another human.
And sometimes they're actually not being vulnerable. Sometimes they're being a little bit finger pointing. I mean, not everybody has a kind. Not everybody's going to stand up. Matter of fact, the more you're out in front of people and the more we're more exposed, the more people will love to try to tear you down, and people don't always have your best interests at heart, even when they sound like they do. So what you can do is just to continually give like she said, I decided to be myself, give the answer inside of you that is this most powerful version of yourself, which is always the kindest and the strongest version of the answer.
Exactly.
So
exactly. It's like hearing a comedian say Do you want me to drink some of this so
Well, I
people
just
keep
was
seeing
afraid.
the water?
I was afraid it was in the way.
We'll take a water break.
Notice the tag. It says Hilliard Studio Method.
Yeah, that we're not just excited about a random blue bottle. It's labeled, baby. Look at you go.
I know.
Look at
see?
you go.
Yeah, the building.
Now you're the greatest of all time, and you'd like to thank Le Bleu for
Le Bleu.
personalizing your water bottles.
Doesn't-
That's
yeah.
part of your
I'm gonna have
speech.
some more now.
No, I heard a comedian say she was asked, "What do you do about hecklers or people who try to take you off course or whatnot?" And she said, "You just have to be." Her advice, be a pro in those moments. You have to diffuse and deflect the situation and be
Exactly.
quick. If you're on your heels or defensive, then you come out of that authentic zone and you're just being defensive where you're recognizing instead somebody else's projection or issue and you move right along without taking that in.
And isn't that just true, like in the
Period.
conversation in life?
Yep.
So that advice is on stage and off stage, period. So if we could, with all the nonsense going on, I mean, there's a lot of nonsense. You don't have to be defensive about it. You just, because the minute you're defensive about it, they win. And it's, it's proven, anyway, that point can be taken into every conversation that we do. We just want to make sure we're coming forward with truth through kindness and through our own power. Bam. Right?
That's exactly right. And you just said whether it's on stage or life. And that is the moral of the story, right? That we give a lot of kudos and accolades to people who have rightfully deserved it in their own right. And those who are really in the trenches.
Yeah.
And on the front lines of raising our children, as you said, teachers and doctors and nurses aren't
or
getting
just-
the equivalent type of pay and recognition.
Agreed. Or just speaking your truth no matter what. I had a client come up to me today, going back to the last podcast that we did on choice and we came out strong on our political
What's at stake.
opinions and what's at stake. But what's at stake is not our opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
What's at stake is a fact. Women's right to choose, women's health, so many more things than just women. But as women, we need to know what's at stake. So this woman came up to me in a very quiet way, and I really appreciated it. You don't know how much we appreciate y'all come up to us quiet, loud, any way you want to, because we know that that's a divisive subject.
Right.
But I think when we realize that when women are really just trying to be humans, we're not trying to be more than a man or ask more than another human. We're just trying to get our own humanness and human rights. But what I wanted to say to her and everybody else is kind of quietly saying, I agree, or I'm just, but I got to say one more thing about that. Use your power. Is your power in your fear, or is it in your love and kindness to yourself and to others? And so wherever that power takes you, it's going to take you to the right place. Get your facts right, or do the best you can, and then, support people on all those sides of the coin. But don't let yourself be swayed by people that don't have your best interest at heart, because you're the only one that has it. We have each other's best interest at heart, but at the end of the day, it's really, I have my best interest at heart.
That's right.
You as well.
Right. And if you don't feel like you can vocalize it either around the people you're with, maybe find some other people who are more like-minded, and don't be afraid to, even if you have trouble verbalizing, vocalizing, still stick to your guns when it comes to making your choices, modeling your behavior, making your vote. Like, if you can't be loud, at least be proud and honest with yourself, but try to say what you feel. It's important.
Circling back to your Academy Award speech, sometimes you need to write it down, prepare it, because it's not coming. It's true, but it's not yet part of you. And so therefore you have to maybe write it on the bottom of your hand and go, oh yeah, right. That is me. Oh yeah. I think that's
so true, because I would be probably a bumbling mess as we're using in air quotes in our big analogy of the day,
Yeah.
on a stage when it comes to things like people asking you about your beliefs or these types of, political, religious, economical, whatever questions that are a little more volatile. To articulate your beliefs can be very hard, especially when we do have very divisive opinions. So you feel attacked or uneducated or unsure. I think that's great advice to get your talking points, to understand at least 3 to 5 points that mean something to you and be able to stand up for this.
Yeah.
You can't nail everything at
You
once.
can't nail any of it. What you can nail
Right.
is humanness.
Right.
All we can nail is ourselves. And so at the end of the day, I happen to be walking in a human body with a vagina. I am a woman. I am a she, her. I am going to speak from that point of
Right.
view. And when I see that there are others that would act in legal ways to diminish my own personal civil rights, human rights, then I've got to speak up. If I don't, that means I allow and I agree with those that would choose to suppress those the words and the needs and the freedoms that everyone has. A man, a woman, a child. We all have our own self-respect and personal autonomy that we must stand up for.
And for some people, it's easy to know their decision and their beliefs. And for some, maybe who aren't as in touch yet, even with themselves, who have followed a line for so long of shoulds or party lines, I really would just encourage you to really pay attention to, what do I really believe? If what I've been shoved down or, shown is not resonating, then buck it.
Right. And here's if I haven't talked about this before, I'm going to talk about it again. When you're unsure, because I grew up, shoulds, should nots. This is how you act as a Christian woman. This is how you do things, and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I used to write down a list of things, pros and cons. Here's the concept. Here's the thing. Should I date the boy? Let's go real simple. Should I date this guy? I write this down, pros, cons. At the end, and then I come out and I go, this looks interesting. Okay, I'm going to go with him. Or no, he does have that drug problem. But whatever it is, but you can do that sometimes with your own belief system, which is not wrong. You just want to question it. Like, is this really working for me and my partner in life? Is that working for me and my children? Is that working for me? At the end of the day, is that working for me? And if those cons outweigh the pros, then sometimes you have to make the uncomfortable choice to start moving toward taking action to do something about it and change those things. And again, we are women. We can do 2 things at the same time. We can do 8 things at the same time. We can have a belief system that we really thoroughly are involved in, and also a knowledge of ourselves and a self-respect. And we can find ways to make those places come together for the best of all of us, especially ourselves, and then the best of all of us.
Beautifully said.
So, yeah,
Beautifully
we
said.
were going to not do that today, but it's hard not to.
It's hard not to. It
Yeah.
always comes up. And, referencing, obviously, politics, and it's just a part of our landscape right now. So I don't think it's bad to talk about.
No, I think it's necessary. I think, I read more news than I need to, and I try to keep my sources as open as I can. Lately, I actually get the newspaper. They keep bringing me the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times. I never know which one I'm going to get. But anyway, so I try to look at every kind of thing. By the way, Kristen, our producer, could you do something about my eyes? They're really bloodshot.
Now that you've gotten it this far.
Yeah, I know. I just saw myself.
Feels like sand in the eyes.
Yes, it does.
I got you.
I got my point, but the point being is do the best you can to stay out of the circles of thought that make you agree with them. I try as hard as I can to make sure I'm listening to all the different voices. Now, and I hear a lot of craziness, and the craziness comes from the conspiracy theories. And it's really, really hard. And I don't judge people for believing them because it's really, really hard not to get caught up in that. But again, at the end of the day, you got to listen to your gut. Does that really sound right? Like they're drinking baby's blood? I don't know. Clary, as a matter of fact, Clary told, segue, Clary told someone, she said, I'm just tired of people coming up to me and saying, your mom looks so young. She finally said, my going line is, she just drinks baby's blood for breakfast.
I like it. Let's go with it.
Clary.
I mean, it's after a while, the boring answer isn't fun anymore. Yeah. So it's fun. Why not?
Yeah.
I want to loop back to making a pros and cons list in our relationship. Did you have one?
Yes.
I want to see it.
God. No, that was a nightmare. No.
What?
That was every con. Okay.
Serious?
Oh, this is a really interesting point. This might actually prove our point here.
Okay.
Because
the
on
cons
paper,
outweighed and on
paper, y'all remember that Huffington Post thing that went viral and people think we're whatever. I made a list when I was falling in love with you of all the things that were right with it, which was, I loved you. Okay. That's right.
Pretty simple.
And the cons were, God almighty, the list was like 1,000 things. It started with, my family will hate me and, my business will fail and I'll lose all my friends and I'll, be on the streets homeless or something. It went really deep. I went into what's the worst that can happen? Well, living out of your car. My car's too small for that, I can't do this. I mean, it was a lot of cons. But at the end of the day, the point being, as I got to the end, that was just
a lot of
on
uncomfort.
Paper. And so I kept trying to push away from it. And I did push away from it for like a good year. And you were very strong in keeping me on track of who we were, as in you weren't going to let me go. And I remember finally going, so what if all those things did happen, but I actually found the love of my life and I chose it. And when I chose that, everything turned around and all the good things that I thought could go badly became incredibly golden and perfect. And they still are. So that's when it just sometimes,
Glad I asked.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
But yeah.
Yeah, when it's the most uncomfortable, it might be the most rewarding.
Well, but again, it had to come from the
That's
real
exactly right.
depths. The depth. I told Lee the other day I was making a decision on some things, and it was a hard decision. And I said, my outside heart says, oh, no, I'm not sure. But my inside heart says, it's going to be fine.
Sure.
And it was a really, I'm not sure it's going to be fine. But that's what I chose to do. I call it that.
I like that. And I've never heard you call it that. An inside heart and an outside heart. And it's whatever it is, heart, soul, mind, anything, feeling, gut, inside and outside. And you have a real good association with that internalization of your feelings to really tap into it.
Well, it's more than my feelings. My feelings can get shoved aside because if my feelings made all my decisions, I would be a freaking mess all the time, which I might be in some ways today. But my feelings don't make my decisions. My feelings drive me to the place where I'm making decisions. But my decisions come straight from my heart, my deep heart, my inside heart. And it took a while to practice on that one.
And I think that's the moral.
There
when
it
we
is.
give that greatest speech of all time, or we just have to talk to ourselves every morning when we wake up, that's the only person listening. Speak from the heart.
Yeah, from the inside heart.
Inside heart.
Not the one that you wear sometimes and you feel it here, but it's really inside. And it will never lie to you because it's who you are. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay no matter what.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think we did it.
We did it.
Yay.
You did it.
Yay.
Happy Pure Heart.
Happy day.
Speech day.
Yeah, y'all get some sleep. And
Okay.
And
yes, ma'am.
And when I am the president, we will change it back to no daylight savings time. But meanwhile, I really hope y'all can get rid of these bloodshot eyes because I can see them.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to us today, wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, you can now find our podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. If you liked it, please share, rate, and review. We love 5 stars. And we hope you'll work out with us online or in studio at HilliardStudioMethod.com.